All right, hello, and welcome to this divisional matchup with the Oklahoma City Tornadoes at the Louisville Kings. And out of all of the games in the playoffs, this is the most unique one because this will be the third matchup between these two teams. The current record is tied 1-1, with OKC picking up a Week 1 victory and Louisville picking up, I believe, a Week 6 or Week 7 victory by 1 point. So this will be very interesting to see how these two teams come along. Obviously, Louisville on a 9-game win streak with a bye, and OKC, of course, falling to Wichita with their backups, however. So very interesting to see. Of note, there are quite a few qualities that these teams have that should show us a little window into the performances. But of course, before we do that, let us go ahead and look at the playoff picture for the Atlantic with these two teams. Whoever wins today will be taking on the Virginia Beach Mariners, who down the Raleigh Royals. Of course, if Louisville wins, they will host the Virginia Beach Mariners. But if OKC wins, Virginia Beach will host their second game of the playoffs. So it'll be very interesting. And then, of course, obviously, if we look over at the Pacific, Sacramento Express downing the Omaha Spartans. This will leave San Antonio and Tucson to face off later tonight after this game. The winner, of course, will face Sacramento, and once again, Sacramento is hoping for a Tucson victory. But if San Antonio wins, Sacramento will have to go to San Antonio. So that'll be for that, and of course, we'll go over a couple of stats while we're at it. And before we do that, let's go ahead and get rid of this annoying swish, swish, swish noise. So Louisville with the 52% chance of winning, with Danny and James both taking them. James predicting a very, very low-scoring game, and of course, I think he's right, and we'll talk about that in a second. Meanwhile, Joe and Dave both think OKC will hang 34. So, before we do that, let's go ahead and take a look at the most prominent part of these teams, which is their defenses. Obviously, as you can see, both teams are ranked in the top 3. OKC number 1, Louisville 3rd, and of course, OKC tying second and second for pass and run, but they've allowed the least amount of points in the league. Follow that up with Louisville with a pass defensive rank of 4th, run rank 3rd, and of course, they're the second best team, not allowing any points. You go ahead and look at the regular season, of course. You can see all their stats, obviously correlating with their ranks. Points allowed 14.3 and 14.6, which is why James's score of 14-7 might be the most accurate. However, something to note, of the turnovers forced, Louisville has 10 more than OKC with 21-11, and the utmost importance for sacks, 38-27, Rashad Elam owns a little under half of those sacks with 14. So to say that he's having a breakout year is quite the understatement. Then, of course, we'll take a look at this offensive side of things, and OKC barely reaching into the 10th percentile, or not even percentile, but the 10th rank. And, of course, that is due to their running performance with DeMarquez Clark at 3rd, their pass rank 21st, and, of course, points scored is 15th, so a lot lower than Louisville's. Meanwhile, Louisville at 17th overall for an offense, 22nd pass rank, and a 5th ranked rushing team. But of course, points scored is 9th. They do tend to put up more points. Obviously, you can see the passing yards for both of these teams is on the lower end, rushing on the higher end. And then, of course, obviously their total yards are up there simply due to the fact that their rushing yards are absolutely, as I tried to say cataclysmically, but that is not a word, the highest. Then, of course, turnovers lost. OKC losing 11. Louisville losing only 6, and Louisville only giving up 16 sacks, but of course OKC's offense giving up over 28 sacks. So definitely something to take a look at, and of course we'll go ahead and close all that out real quick. We will take a look at player stats as we head into the game, but of course first let's head in there. And of course, as you will all notice, there is something new here today, and this of course will be a new stadium, as we were given the permission by Pasta to utilize new stadiums. Louisville will be borrowing the Baltimore Paladins Stadium from the original base game. And of course, they will be attempting to use this hosting site to their advantage, as Visconti will kick this one off. You can, of course, see the beautiful Paladin statue at the top over there is Griffin taken down. Elijah Griffin up to the 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Here comes out the Louisville offense, helmed by Mr. Jake Britton, followed up by Mr. Scooter Wallace. And we will see how this game goes. Jake Britton back to pass, a 3-man rush all day. Leggett with an incredible 10-yard gain. 1st and 10, Jamarcus Golden replacing Milton Leggett now. Of course, you can see the defensive line there. Linebackers. Of course, their defensive backs on the higher end of the league. Back in another 3-4 stance. Of course, the linebacker now dropping down to the line. Go! Britton hands off to Wallace, and Wallace trying to get some extra yardage. And Milton Leggett will return back in for Jamarcus Golden. And, of course, I do understand the camera situation right now might be a little bit too close. There was a couple of scrims that we were participating in during the last 2 days. So I will fix that after this drive, and we will try to pull the camera back just a bit. I do believe I zoomed it in 10 more than normal. And this was to assist with a side view, which, of course, if Louisville continues, we can also tempt that angle as they throw it over, and Brett Meyer, 12-yard gain. Superstar tight end Darian Tompkins subbing in for Jonathan Pridgeon now. We will now try to take a look at this side view here. Jake Britton 2 for 2 for 22 yards. And we'll see how this view looks for the rest of the league as Scooter Wallace taking away from the camera, hurling a man. Charging forward, gain of 6. Jesse Lane now subbing in. Scooter Wallace now subbing out. And Jesse Lane actually performing a lot better than many people suspected after that trade, but does not matter. Empty backfield now. Britton back to pass. Has all day. He's going to bomb it. Oh, it was dropped. Scooter Wallace subbing back in. 3rd and 4. And now we might see a run. Of course, we will jump back to a behind the quarterback angle. Should this drive continue, Britton lobbing it. Oh my goodness, Murray. And somehow they're going to say he's short. Catching that ahead of the line of scrimmage. My goodness. They will now try for a field goal. Definitely think if you are a Louisville fan, you might think you just have gotten shorted. And I would agree with that, as that 59-yard field goal barely makes it in. Dutcher put up the first points of this matchup, 3-0. And after this kickoff return, we will adjust the camera settings as Dutcher will kick this into the end zone. No return. That'll give OKC a wonderful start at the 25, and we will now head to the settings for our video. We'll, of course, zoom out here. That should allow us to see a little bit more of the game as we now move back to our QB position, and it does. Wonderful. Jamal Edwards, of course. Offensive line down there, a pretty stellar O-line, if I do say so myself. Gilligan going to motion the man to the right, and hand off to Clark. Clark, oh my goodness, what an amazing lane to the right. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And of course, you can see the defensive line here with Rashad Elam heading that front there. And oh my goodness, the defensive backs. Quite possibly the best secondary in the league. Alongside that of only Tucson. Gilligan back to pass, 4-man rush. No pressure. Edwards, gain of 12 yards. Jamal Edwards, 1st down. 1st and 10 of the 45. Of course, OKC does not put up a lot of points, as it would say in the season review, but they definitely do move the ball very well, despite the low yardage, as Clark off to the right, shakes the tackle, taken down, gain of 5. Kevin Price now subbing in. Out goes DeMarquez Clark. Gilligan surveying the defense. Going to be a 3-man front. Linebacker's going to stay out to the left. Gilligan back to pass. Has all day. He's got a man. Oh, swatted down. Last second. DeMarquez Clark now subbing back in. QB spy cover. Not exactly sure why you would put a QB spy on Brandon Gilligan of all quarterbacks, but perhaps they know something we do not know. Pitches onto the left to Marquez Clark. I mean, all the lane he could need. Gain of 6 yards, 1st and 10, Kevin Bryce. Definitely doesn't help on a blitz package where you have a man trying to contain the outside and DeMarcus Clark just runs free for about 12 yards and picks up 6 as Price spins away. Take it down at the LOS. That is green, TFL. A lot of these plays, of course, hinge on the fact that OKC does not turn the ball over. And as I said, we will continue to talk more and more about these teams' differences. Price unable to get away from the defensive lineman, number 93. Pierre Fortune trying to come on in as DeMarcus Clark ushers him back out. That was an attempt at a French-style name, so obviously that was pretty bad. Gilligan hit as he throws. Goalie didn't get it. Oh, my goodness, the pressure at the end. I think that was Rashad Elam with a potential quarterback hit. Scully unable to get that first down. Visconti kick is up, and the kick is obviously good. 51-yarder. And now the game is all tied up with the kickers putting up the first few round of points. And Visconti will go ahead and boot this one deep. And, of course, as we look at these two offenses tying up at 3-3 with Griffin charging forward past the 20-yard line. 21 is spotted. Offensively, Louisville allowing 16 sacks and losing 6 turnovers. Definitely going to help them in this game. Of course, as you look at some other of these things, is Wallace charging over to the right there, too. Louisville forcing a lot of turnovers on the defensive side of things, and that could really help them towards the end of this game, as OKC is almost an unstoppable force. So motion the man to the right, fake the handoff. Britton hit as he throws. Kavontae Taylor, or Kavon Taylor, gain of 9 yards, 1st and 10. As the man has many nicknames across his fan base, and is officially Kavon Taylor. But to be completely honest, Kavontae also sounds pretty simple. Wallace gets the handoff. Lots of blocks on the left side. Gain of 6 yards. Only issue there was lots of blocks and lots of defenders. 2nd and 4. Scooter Wallace, 4 for 15. Not a terrible stat line, but not exactly the greatest. Handoff to Wallace, and Wallace right up the middle. Does not matter. The loss of 1. Benson. But the TFL, Jesse Lane now stepping back in. 3rd and 5, and this could be the entire drive for Louisville right here. So they will motion the man to the inside. That is Griffin. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Almost dropped. Almost there to Brett Meyer. Wallace will sub back in. Another 3-4 rush. Linebacker on the outside for OKC. 4th and 5 will result in a punt. And this will be caught around the 15 by Lisenby. Lisenby taken down ahead of the 22. At the 22, apologies. 1st and 10. And we'll go ahead and talk about this OKC offense. Allowing 28 sacks. 11 turnovers. Something they definitely need to cut down today is DeMarcus Clark with an opening lane. Side steps, gain of 5. Of course, this Louisville defense also needs to be able to rally their tackles for Clark, a man who in our past scrimmages has rattled off twice in both different games 60-plus yard touchdowns. Clark shedding, unable to break free, loss of 4, 3rd and 9. That's, of course, from Mr. Rashad Elam, TFL. And that man is going to be the reason why Louisville has a chance today on defense, as Gilligan, dropped a wide open interception right there. 4th and 9, so now OKC will punt away. And Louisville will have a shot to take back a score. And of course, that is Buford Jr., one of the top-end rookies of the league, showing up late in the season. He was drafted by the Louisville Kings right ahead of San Antonio. Scooter Wallace off to the right, stiff arms a man, taken down, gain 4 yards. I think this draft class has to be one of the most impactful draft classes we've seen, not just for Louisville, but in general. That'll be the end of the first quarter. 3-3. These defenses are showing up and showing out, and obviously, as you guys saw in the pregame, there's a reason for that. They are both a top 3 defense in the league. So these are some of the best defensive performers in the entire league. Dropped by number 11, Griffin, 3rd and 6. A lot of pressure up in the front. Jake Britton, 4 for 7 for 34 yards. This is going to be a game of attrition, as these two teams are basically the exact same with a different color scheme. And it'll be a unique situation there. The linebacker thought the ball was going to be going a little bit more to the right. The cornerback, who then was hit by the ball, was not aware of the pass. 4th and 6, Rosh with the punt. I think this will go into the end zone. It will. Griffin not fast enough. So this will be 1st and 10 at the 20. And OKC now with another chance to try and put some points up. Fake the handoff, launch it over the middle. Clark evading, charging forward, gain of 9, taken down by number 56, 2nd and 1. Marquez Clark, 5 for 20, 1 reception, 1 target, 9 yards. Quite the stat line there. 5 wide receivers set for Gilligan. He's going to motion the man out to the right, number 87. And of course, Richardson, the wide receiver. Blitz coming in. Hit as he throws. Jamal Edwards, gain of 8. That'll be 1st and 10 at the 37. Definitely an interesting concept to allow a wide open over the middle pass. If you're going to blitz, you need to really, really blitz well. Of course, now we're going to go back to the run game on the right. Clark, number 52, caught up in a defender, unable to get there in time. Clark with the easy 1st down. Kevin Price now showing up. Of course, this would be the problem for Louisville if they cannot rally to tackle. DeMarquez Clark will bring OKC down again for another score. Pitch out to the right. Price, ooh, TFL, loss of 3. Rashad Elam once again showing up and showing out. Clark subbing back in. On to the right of Gilligan. He's going to motion to the inside. 15, Edwards. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Has all day and then some. I'd say that's double coverage, but there were 2 wide receivers there. 3rd and 13. And now this will be the most important down for the Louisville Kings on this drive. 4-man rush. They got a wide open player. I don't think anybody knew where anything was at that point. Wide receiver was a bit too far to the left. DBs were a bit too far to the right. Almost as if Gilligan was threading a needle on purpose. This punt will sail at the 8-yard line. It'll roll on into the end zone for another touchback. This, of course, is one of those coveted no quarterback games. As Wallace barely with 1 yard to gain there. Of course, once again, Louisville trying to line up for the run game, pitching out to the left. Wallace with a very late block on the left end, gain of 70, 3rd and 2. Jesse Lane now subbing in. Problem for Louisville is their run game is their bread and butter, and unfortunately, OKC's bread and butter is stopping the run. Motion man out to the left, back to pass. Ooh, dropped 84, unable to cut back in as Britton underthrows it. So that'll be 4th and 2, and yet again, another punt. So Liz and B's taken down at the 32. As I casually almost choked to death on some grapes to rehydrate myself. 1st and 10. It's going to be a man motioned out to the left, number 88, Turner. This will be handoff to Clark most likely. No, they do not. 4-man rush. throwing it, and that, of course, is unable to come down. I think that was Turner as well, oddly enough. 2nd and 10. Trips to the right, Clark in the back. Edwards. Gilligan off to the right to Scully. Scully will take a 6-yard gain, 3rd and 4. And at this point, if I'm OKC, I really don't throw to Scully on a need to get down. Because this man has not passed the first down marker all game. They will motion him out, though, to the left. And they will throw it to him once again. And he will once again not get the first down. So it'll be 4th and 2. Of course, some of this OKC offense is a little bit predictable. They do like to throw to their primary target, who is the motion man. As this punt has a chance to be downed inside the 1. It is rolling. Oh, man, that's going to be down inside the 2. At the 1. Man, OKC could potentially finally get a scoring drive here to Louisville. With Wallace in the back, 3 men to the left. Pitches it out to Wallace. Wallace with no blockers, sidesteps, charging forward for a gain of 4. And Jesse Lane now will sub in. 2nd and 6 at the 5-yard line. Scooter Wallace probably going to be averaging about 3 yards a carry this game, which is about on par for what you'd expect against this OKC defense. As Lane gets the handoff to the left, and Lane charging forward for a gain of 6. That'll be a first down. Scooter Wallace subbing back in. Jesse Lane is definitely something that Louisville needed throughout the season. They are very lucky that Memphis was, for some reason, open to trading the man that helped them beat the Raleigh Royals. Wallace off to the right, taken down after a gain of 6. And Lane will sub back in. As I almost spill all my grapes on the floor, that would have been terrible. Britton, 4-man rush, empty pocket. My goodness, Elijah Griffin, shoelace catch. Gain of 11 and a first down right there. Scooter Wallace subbing back in. Britton motions the man out to the left. Pitches it out to Wallace. Wallace had a singular block by number 68. And that was about it. Jesse Lane now coming in after a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Scooter Wallace trying to get to 40. Trying to get to 40 and a 4.0. That is not going to work. They move the running back to the outside. Britton, oh, he didn't have enough time. Loss of 11. 3rd and 18. Thomas with the first sack. Javonte Thomas, first sack of the drive. 3rd and 18 at the 21. This might be wraps, and they get another man into the backfield. And Brett Meyer unable to come down with it. The first drive, he was on fire. Of course, after that, he sort of cooled down. Lisenby taken down by Meyer. Short of the 40-yard line, 39. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. This means that this 2-minute warning will hit, and we will be here for another 7 minutes. Gilligan's going to motion the man to the inside. This will be a run play. They'll pitch it out to the left. Clark shedding a tackle before being taken down. Gain of only 4. 2nd and 6 at the 43. Again, key notes for this game is OKC being able to break the tackles and being able to bounce to the out with Clark. Louisville being able to rally to the tackle like such. This gain of 3 yards. 2-minute warning has hit. Kevin Price now subbing in. This 2-minute warning may make OKC pass the ball here. 4 wide receivers. Price to his right. Gilligan going to motion the man from the left out to the right for a trip to the right. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Oh! Dropped by number 29, a near interception. 4th and 4 at the 45. And this indeed will be a punt. Blasdell punt it over to Buford Jr. Buford taken down at the 15-yard line. And they'll mark him ahead at the 16 because they're very generous. And Louisville now in a pass formation as inside the 2-minute warning. Back to pass, 3-man rush. Got a spy. Ooh, Griffin unable to come down with it. Double covered by the safety and the cornerback. And second and 10 to 16 again. 10 seconds have fallen off the clock. At this rate, we're going to be here for 14 minutes. Britton back to pass. Massive rush. Oh, my goodness. 3rd and 10. There's a major blitz coming in from the linebacker core. And now Jake Britton, 5 of 13, slowly falling off a cliff today because of this OKC pass defense. And Wallace will try to get all 10 yards in one rush play. He'll get no gain. As Thomas with the TFL, OKC will call a timeout. Of course, Thomas stepping up for some of the OKC players that do have some nagging injuries for today. Rosh will punt it deep. Lisenby with the catch and the return. Just shy of the 50 at the 43. In fact, he's so shy, he's shy of the 45. Gilligan back to pass. Blitz in his face. Scully with his first down catch. 25-yard gain. 1st and 10 of the 31. Gilligan, Clark to his left. Back to pass. 4-man rush. Edwards with an incredible 16-yard catch. 1st and 10 of the 16. Empty backfield. He's going to motion the man to the inside. Back to pass. Major blitz coming. And that was swatted down last second. Near touchdown pass play there. Brandon Gilligan, 8 of 15 for 86 yards. About 10 yards per attempt. Per completion, sorry, if I know how to read. Got to be a wide open Ivy for a first down. Gain of 11. 42 seconds and draining. Brandon Gilligan, 9 of 16 now. Again, averaging almost over 10 yards per. Oh my goodness. Richardson, touchdown. That was the most quiet touchdown simply because I was expecting an interception. And instead, we got a touchdown. So Richardson with the TD over a high-pointing defensive back. First time we've seen that in a long time. That would be 10-3, 30 seconds remaining. Elijah Griffin with the return and just gets automatically quadruple teamed in that tackle. My goodness. Britton back to pass, launching it. That interception is dropped. 2nd and 10. Jake Britton slowly falling to 30% completion. Elijah Griffin, gain of 10. And they will continue this clock. They will not try anything, which is a bit awkward if you ask me. But they will get one last playoff, it looks like. Essentially will be a run play. No, they will attempt a pass off to Myers. So 1 second remains, gain of 6. The only way anything happens here now is if someone breaks open on a broken defensive play, which is very unlikely. But we've seen worse. Juan Taylor motioned out, and that'll be a dropped interception. That'll be the end of the first half. OKC leading 10-3. While we wait for the first half to occur, we're going to take a look at some regular season performances. Of course, you can see these two quarterbacks right here are not exactly the most prolific. Obviously, Gilligan leading in the interceptions versus the touchdowns. Of course, we'll wait for this kickoff to finish and occur. As Ack goes down to the end zone, we'll go ahead and open up the running back stats here. Of course, night and day almost. Quite literally, both are very young players, 2 years in. As you can see all their stats there, over 1,300 yards apiece for each. Running backs are very well talented. Gilligan back to pass, launching it deep, and that will be deflected down by number 24, getting the leverage at the last possible second, 2nd and 10. Could have been a potential 48-yard pass completion. Brandon Gilligan, 10 of 18, 102 yards and a touchdown. Hands off to Clark. Clark sheds off, but only for a gain of 1. 3rd and 9. As OKC now has one last shot to try and put up a double-digit lead. Gilligan over the middle. Swatted away. 4th and 9. As OKC now will punt away. And this will give Louisville one last shot to kind of close the gap before OKC tries to put up another major score. Spray hands off to Wallace. Wallace, gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Britton back to pass. 3-man rush. Got a man to the left. That's Leggett. Leggett will hurdle and charge. Gain of 7. 3rd and 1. Jamarcus Golden now subbing in for Milton Leggett. And of course, as we wait for Britton to snap, Wallace will get the handoff, charging fully for the 1st down. You look at some of these plays and how these teams might perform against Virginia Beach. If you look at OKC, they have a stronger offensive side of the ball. But defensively, if Britton was able to just connect on a few more passes, this would be a 13-10 game at the moment. Wallace charging forward, gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8, Jesse Lane. And Roberts, number 77, the defensive lineman, has a leg injury and is not expected to return. So he will be out for the remainder of the game. And this could hurt OKC. As Lane charging forward, gain of 2 again, so 3rd and 6. And now Trevontae Thomas subs down, and Anfernee Chalmers will sub in. So this could be a potential game-changing move here. Fullback motioned out to the left. Lane in the back. Hands off to Lane. Oh my goodness. The offensive lineman immediately lets his man beat him on the play. It'll be 4th and 5, and Louisville will, of course, punt at the 50-yard line. Rosh, this time trying to pin them, and Lisenby with an incredible catch. Of course, Elijah Griffin not expecting that, letting him pass. What was a 15-yard stop now is stopped at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10, Clark outrunning all the defenders, gain of 5 yards. The 2nd and 5. Of course, Gilligan under center. Clark in the back, trips to the left, and a tight end on the right. Pitches it out to Clark. Clark with all the lane in the world, gain of 6 yards. 1st and 10, Kevin Price now subbing in. Of course, it is very hard to stop an offense when a quarterback is averaging 10 yards per completion and a running back is averaging almost 4 to 5 yards a clip. As Gilligan back to pass, blitzers in his face, he'll throw that away smartly. The 2nd and 10, Clark now subbing back in. Gilligan 50%, 10 for 20, 102 yards, a touchdown. No interceptions so far. Trips to the right, but that will not be the case as they motion the tight end back out to the left. Pitches it out to Clark. Clark evading the tackle. And number 57 with the stop. 3rd and 3. Kevin Price now will sub in on a crucial 3rd down. This time of possession, 4 plays, 18 yards, all of them coming from a rush, and they'll pitch out to Kevin, and Kevin will have just enough speed to make it, gain of 6 yards. The 1st and 10, Price will stay in. DeMarcus Clark stays on the sideline. And now if you're Louisville, you're just really hoping you can stop the run to get the pass game involved to hopefully make sure they can do nothing. And this time, Price gets a major gain. 6 yards, 2nd and 4. DeMarcus Clark now coming in, and Pierre Fortune trying to get back in the game, but Clark will not see to it. Gilligan motions the man to the inside. Clark with the handoff. defensive lineman breaks off of his block and then for some reason decides not to do anything about it. So, very interesting. Marquez Clark, 13 for 61. And now Pierre Fortion will come in, trips to the right, motion the wide receiver to the inside to the left, and he's going to get a free run here. 2 yards, and of course that means Clark now will sub back in, 2nd and 8. Pierre Fortion, 1 for 2. And of course Clark and Gilligan in the backfield. Clark with the obvious run play. He tackled sideways by number 56, gain of 4 yards, and Price now will sub in, 3rd and 4. And this could be a potential run completion drive, basically. No, they will go empty backfield, shockingly enough, after all that. And it's intercepted by Buford Jr. Oh, my goodness. They run the ball the whole way down, getting nothing but success. And then they throw it the first time past the 50. And it's an interception. Britton back to pass. 4-man rush. Late blitzer. He's going to throw that away oddly for some reason. Not a lot of pressure on his face. As the linebacker over the middle actually gave up on his man, which means there was one-on-one coverage at some point. So that's a wasted play. 5 wide receivers, 3-man rush. Got a man on the left. It's going to be Leggett. Leggett charging forward. Gain of 7 yards. 3rd and 3. Now you got to think Buford Jr. is probably sitting there going, come on, guys. I gave us the playbook. All right, I gave us the play. I gave us the yards. I gave us everything. Let's do it. It's going to hand off to Wallace. Wallace will have a blocker and a spin. Oh, my goodness. Drive saving play there, gain of 7. And, of course, now Buford saying, yes, yes, please. Continue this drive off my interception. Do not waste it, especially in the playoffs. It's the motion Meyer out to the right. It's going to pitch out to Wallace. Wallace with a single block, and Wallace will charge forward. That'll be shy of the first down, though. It'll be 2nd and inches. Jesse Lane subbing in. And of course, now 2nd and inches, the 50. I would love to know how Buford would give them the playbook. I think that would be hilarious. It's Britton back to pass. Lots of pressure. He's going to throw that one away, and at that point, you just got to run it on 2nd and inches. To be fair, though, I feel like that would be the playbook for OKC, is run it down your throat, and the one time they pass, it's just, hey, ball hawk it, just go for it. 3rd and inches, here we go. He's going to motion the receiver, Griffin out to the right, going to pitch out to Lane. Lane has a lane, and Lane is going to charge forward, gain of 21 yards. That might be the longest rush we've had all game. Scooter Wallace subbing back in. Jesse Lane, 4 for 30 yards. Granted, he was going to be 3 for 9 before this, but that's not what matters. Pitching out to Wallace. Wallace with a lead blocker who doesn't know how to block. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Jesse Lane now subbing back in. And this could be the first time that Louisville actually scores off an interception for today. Scooter Wallace, 18 for 70. He's about to be 20 for 2.5. As Jesse Lane dives forward, gain of 5, 1st and 10. Wallace subbing back in. Wallace in the backfield. Hands off to Wallace. Wallace charging forward, gain of 3. Louisville's O-line is allowing a little bit too much on the defensive side to break through. This could definitely be an issue. Should they be able to face Virginia Beach? That defensive front is just as intimidating as OKC. Could be lots of TFLs for Louisville. Motion the man inside, 2nd and 7. Wallace, and that was red from the start. Loss of 2, 3rd and 9. Benson with the TFL. Blitzing safety on the left as well. That was just not good at all. I think OKC knew that play was coming from a mile away. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. So going to motion Griffin to the inside. Back to pass. That's going to be into quadruple coverage. And this could potentially be a field goal. Unfortunate. Points are points, though. This will mean OKC will only be 4 points away, as that field goal is good from winning the game. Holding a 4-point lead is not too great, but it is something, especially with these top 3 defenses here. Stutcher with the kick. He's going to kick that one out and into the end zone. Got to put OKC first and 10 on the 25, and now Louisville really desperately needs to keep this offense from scoring any more points. Even a field goal might put this game out of reach. 4-man rush. OKC, Richardson, gain of 12 yards. Could have been a near interception again as Gilligan threading a lot of needles, trying to throw with anticipation. Tayshaun Richardson, 2 for 2, 17 yards and a singular touchdown. An empty backfield as Clark goes out to the left. Back to pass is Gilligan. 3-man rush. He's going to launch it, and it's intercepted again by Harris, and Harris is going to be taken down. First and 10. And that was read all the way by the linebacker. Nothing you can do there. Clark ran to the left, broke back inside, and the linebacker ran out the whole way, broke in on the play, and that's just unfortunate. 2nd and 5, Louisville now at the 32. Wallace in the backfield, and this is, of course, what Louisville does the best, is taking turnovers and turning them into points. So Louisville going to hand off to Wallace again. Britton is going to stand back and wait for Ethan Simoneau to destroy his running back, Wallace. 3rd and 5, Lane in the backfield. This could be another potential run to the left, but they will motion the wide receiver out to the right, and they're going to go run it to the right. And Lane, oh my goodness, if number 84, Meyer, just picked up the block, could have been a first down. Louisville now settles for another field goal, so 10-9. It's Jesse Lane, 6 for 36, so he will be averaging 6 yards of carry, and that field goal is good for 48 yards. Louisville within 1 point now. So now, no matter what OKC does, Louisville will be within 1 score. Dutcher kicking this one into the end zone, and this could potentially be bad news if Edwards cannot bring it up to the 20 in time. He cannot. That'll be the 18-yard, no, 17. The one time I go ahead, they go back. First 10 of the 17, 7.5 minutes remain in the game. Gilligan. Clark back. Gilligan back to pass. 4-man rush, delayed blitz by the linebacker. Thrown it over to the left. Oh my God, it's intercepted by Edwards. Oh my goodness, he threw into triple coverage. Edwards with the interception. The safety, the linebacker, and the cornerback were all in the backfield. That was a terrible read by Gilligan. Wallace off to the left, and Wallace charging, gain of 4. 2nd and 6. At this point, you think OKC, for the next season, if they don't make it out of here, are definitely going to be looking to run a lot more. Wallace, no gain there. Jesse Lane subbing in, 3rd and 6. The good news is OKC is keeping Louisville to nothing but field goals. The problem is the last time they kept them to nothing but field goals, they lost. As Lane, unable to get away. 4th and 6, the 23. Boyd now with the TFL. Louisville now will potentially be taking a 2-point lead as long as they can make this, as long as they are not the Sacramento kicker. And Dutcher will appear to make it. 40-yard field goal is good. Louisville taking the lead, 12-10. So not exactly the explosive game we were expecting. This defense on both sides has stepped up and performing as they should. Dutcher this time will kick this one further back, but I don't know if that was the right call. And that'll be 1st and 10. So now at this point, you have to wonder, will OKC continue to throw it? Both interceptions on back-to-back drives led to points. And that is a 6-point swing. And Clark off to the right. Clark, gain of 10 yards, maybe more, 11, they'll say. 1st and 10 at the 36. And that is definitely something that OKC is going to have to look in on if they move forward. Gilligan throwing too many interceptions. That Virginia Beach defense will not be so nice. Gain of 3 yards there. 2nd and 7. Kevin Price now subbing in. And Louisville down 10-3. Now up 10-12. 2nd and 7. Fakes the handoff. Lots of blitzing. Hit as he throws, and Scully out of bounds for a gain of 3. 3rd and 4. But the clock will continue to run. Clark now subbing back in. This could be an automatic first down should they run it to the right. 4-man at the front. Linebacker over the middle. Never mind, they brought 5th man. Oh my goodness. Back to pass. Gilligan, don't launch it. Oh my goodness, that was so close. That would have been terrible. If that had been another interception on triple back-to-back-to-back drives, I think Gilligan would have been out of OKC. Losdell punked this one away. Louisville with Buford Jr. Lone interception to his name. First and 20. At this point, Louisville just needs to milk the clock out. Do not turn the ball over, and they will be able to head to Virginia Beach. A lot of people may say this game is boring. It's a snooze fest, but you also must remember that not only are they top 3 defenses, but they are also heated rivals. Is this going to be over the middle, and Griffin cannot come down with it. Neither can the 2 defensive backs for their first interception. Second and 10 of the 20. Jake Britton 9 for 23, 75 yards. If anything, OKC can at least rest on their laurels that they made Jake Britton look terrible today. Jake Britton pitching out to the right, Wallace bouncing out to the right, Wallace gain of 10 yards, first down. Jesse Lane subbing in, first and 10 of the 30, and that is not what OKC wanted. They had him in the backfield. He bounced off with a tackle, got a couple blocks picked up. That's a first down. Griffin motioning to the inside. Lane trying to Le'Veon Bell it because his offensive linemen are so slow. Gain of 5. Scooter Wallace subbing back in. Jesse Lane trying to play his role, not allowing anyone to think that there will be a running back competition. Office just gets obliterated in the backfield. Oh my goodness, 3rd and 8. This is set up for a pass play. Jesse Lane will show up, though, on this down. Thaddeus Benson, 9 tackles, 3 deflections. My goodness. They're going to move Kavon Taylor out to the left. Britton back to pass, about to be hit. Oh my goodness, number 19 with the dropped pass. That would have been an automatic first down. And of course, that was Jesse Lane. OKC now. Turn Lisenby, taken down shy of the 30. They're going to say it's at the 30. Never mind. They're just going to keep giving everyone an extra yard here and there. First and 10, Gilligan. 5 wide receivers set, no backs. Not exactly the greatest call here. 4-man rush. Oh my goodness, it's intercepted again. Darius Mobley, this time he comes up with it. Oh my goodness, at this point, I don't know if Gilligan has a future in OKC at this point. That's his 4th interception. He has single-handedly given the game to Louisville. Every single interception he has thrown, to my knowledge, until at least this drive, they have scored points. This will be his 4th interception, I believe, if not his 3rd. Scooter Wallace about to hit 100 yards on 30 carries. Oh, God. That is abysmal. Scooter Wallace gain of 2. Jesse Lane subbing in. And I think the worst part about this whole situation is it is what it is, right? It's 2 top 3 defenses who are also rivals, who are also division rivals. So it'll be a loss of 3, and this will be the first punt off of an interception. So perhaps the game is not as jover as we thought it was. This will be the 2-minute warning, by the way. Last time we hit a 2-minute warning, OKC drove down the field and scored the lone touchdown in the game. This could be what they needed. Louisville, during a 2-minute warning, could not get anything done as Rosh will just boot this one in the end zone. Poor decision by him. That's basically a 20-yard punt. Not exactly what you'd want to see. Gilligan, Clark in the backfield. This will be trips to the left, back to pass Gilligan. It's a Hail Mary situation. He's launching it. Oh my God, that was like 7 dudes on the running back. Oh my Lord. 2nd and 10. I don't really know if that was the time for a Hail Mary. Brandon Gilligan, in fact, it was his 4th interception. 12 for 28, 117 yards. He has fallen off a cliff in the second half. Gilligan back to pass. 4-man rush, about to be hit, and he was hit. Number 58 with the tackle on Sokoli. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9. Brandon Gilligan 13 for 29 now. Of course, Gilligan 3-man to the right, back to pass. 4-man rush, lobbing it. Oh, he was blessed by that linebacker for swatting. The amount of passes that this Louisville defense has been able to intercept is ridiculous against OKC. 4th and 9, here we go. He's going to motion the man out to the left. Number 88, back to passes Gilligan. Gilligan, oh my goodness. Richardson with a clutch catch, and that will continue the drive. 3 timeouts. They don't call any timeouts, though. Very interesting. They only need a field goal here. Gilligan's an emotional man on the inside. Number 88, Turner. Back to pass. Major blitz coming, and he's hit. Oh, my goodness. No, Andrews, but there is a flag. This could be overturned. Touchdown. It's probably a face mask, and it's holding. Oof. OKC almost had the entire game in the bag right then and there. Sorry, Louisville. As I was looking up at OKC's 10-12. Minute and 2 remaining. Another blitz coming. This time he still gets hit. Loss of 10. Cedric Green now is going to get the sack. Marcus Green. Sorry, I don't know where I got Cedric Green from. No. Yeah, I don't know. That pass was dropped. Curtis Green. So not only did I miss it 3 times, they have a Marcus Green and a Curtis Green. And my eyes immediately saw Green and went to Marcus. It is actually Curtis Green, outside linebacker. 56, Gilligan back to pass, 4-man rush, launching it. That'll be dropped, 2nd and 20. 4th and 20 now. And this could definitely be an interesting situation. OKC needs 20 yards. Here we go. Back to pass, 4-man rush. He's just going to lob it. Oh, my goodness, deflected. Didn't even let a play develop. They have 3 timeouts, 36 seconds remaining. Louisville just needs 10 yards. Motion made on the inside, handoff to Wallace. Wallace gets tackled, no gain. OKC will call their timeout. The only issue with this is even if they stop Louisville on all 3 downs and Louisville kicks a field goal, they still have to drive down for a full touchdown. Play action. Britton hit as he goes down. Loss of 3. Blake Dale with the sack. This is 3rd and 13 now. They are potentially being moved out of field goal range. 26 seconds remain. OKC still has a chance. 4-man rush, lobbing it. That will be deflected. 22 seconds remain, and they keep a full timeout in their back pocket. Louisville now will go for a field goal. Jake Britton, oh my God, 9 for 25 for 75. And Dutcher, oh, I don't know if this is going to make it. It's no good. Oh, no. OKC can win it with 17 seconds. Oh my goodness, and they're on prime real estate. Here we go. 17 seconds on a dream. Here we go. 4-man rush, launch over the middle. Richardson, 16-yard gain. That'll be a timeout by OKC. 12 seconds remain, and OKC just needs 6 yards to kick a field goal. Oh, my goodness. After all of this. Brandon Gilligan, 4-man rush. Launching it. Oh, deflected down. 9 seconds remain. 2nd and 10. Here we go. OKC just needs 1 pass over the middle. Of course, actually, they need more because they need time to set up for the field goal. So they need someone to run out of bounds. 4-man rush. He's launching it, deflected down. 6 seconds. This could be it. This, if they do not get a tight end, if they do not get Scully to run an outside route to out of bounds, it's over. 3rd and 10. They're going to motion him out to the right. He's potentially going to be the first target they go for. 4-man rush. He's running out of bounds. And throws it in the dirt. And that was almost costly. It's very wise by Clark that he did not pick that pass, because if he'd caught that, it would have been over. Now, here's the issue. They have to get someone out of bounds in 3 seconds. Back to pass. Throwing it. 0-0. Oh, Richardson. Gain of 21. No timeouts. That'll be the end of the game. Louisville hanging on by a thread. And Dutcher almost cost them the game. Scooter Wallace, 29 for 92. Charles Green, 1 sack, 1 TFL, 8 tackles. Look at the stats over here. Jake Britton, 9 for 25, 75 yards. Brandon Gilligan, 16 for 39, 171 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Richardson, wide receiver, 5 for 70, 1 touchdown. Thaddeus Benson, 3 TFLs, 11 tackles, and 3 pass deflections. Both quarterbacks not exactly looking like all-stars at all whatsoever. There's all the total plays here. Rush plays, pass plays, total yardage. Sacks 2-1, turnovers 4. And that, of course, is how you win a game. by not losing the turnover battle, which is exactly what OKC did in the entire second half. As you can see here, Liam Scully leading the team in receptions. Yards-wise, that is Thaddeus Richardson. Thaddeus. Oh my god, it's not Thaddeus, it's Tayshaun. I'm over here thinking about Thaddeus Benson, who is the leader in the tackles, who was the defensive MVP. Sack-wise, Devontae Thomas, Blake Dale. Interception-wise, nobody. TFL is Thaddeus Benson once again. Adrian Atkins with 4 deflected passes. 6 returns, 1 kick return, 1 field goal, 1 extra point, 6 punts, 3 inside the 20 for Ryan Blasdale, 1 touchback. Head on over the Louisville side. Scooter Wallace didn't break 100. He was still averaging 3.2. Jesse Lane, 4.2. And, of course, Chris Murray, 1 for 4 yards. Receiving-wise, Milton Leggett leading with receptions. And, of course, also yards. Today was not really a good day for the Louisville offense. But, again, I must remind everyone, OKC is, in fact, a top 3 defense. Curtis Green. I can't believe I've screwed this name up 3 times now. That is how tired I am. That is how exhausted I am from work. I've given this man 4 different names at this point. And to be fair, they have 2 greens, all right? So it's not my fault. Interception-wise, Jonte Harris, Darius Mobley, Jordan Buford Jr., and Trey Edwards all having an interception apiece. Rashad Elam with 2 TFLs. Curtis Green 1. Deflected passes, Jordan Buford Jr. Forced fumbles would have been somebody, and of course Kenny Andrews did recover 1, which means the forced fumble should have been given, but we digress. Returns-wise, punt return, Jordan Beaver Jr., 3 kick returns. Of course, kicking 4 field goals. Dutcher almost had the 1 field goal he missed be the game ender. 8 punts, 2 inside the 22 as a touchback. Well, that'll be all for us, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 1 injury today for OKC. Of course, as we know, San Antonio-Tucson game will be next. If I were a betting man, I'd say Tucson will be a very heavy favorite to be bet on to upset the San Antonio Fighters. And if San Antonio is upset, I would say take Tucson all the way. But until then, I guess we'll see who wins between the Louisville Kings and the Virginia Beach Mariners. And of course, whoever the victor is later tonight against the Sacramento Express. I'm Cole, and I will see you all sometime in the future, because me and E are not allowed to do our own games. So, we will see you all next time. Later.